Hello and welcome to today's live English lesson here on the AM Language YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and like and share the video. It's 4:30, and in today's lesson we're just going to have a little look at what you guys can expect this week on the AM Language YouTube channel. Francesca, welcome and good afternoon. Well done for being the first person here. So let's have a look. And Arena F, hello, welcome as well as always. Privyet. So tomorrow, Tuesday, we're going to look at how to teach yourself English. In this lesson, we're going to look at some little techniques that you can use, which will be really helpful at the moment, actually, with everything that's going on. So I'm going to show you some techniques that you can use to help teach yourself English. On Wednesday, we've got the title, Should We or Shouldn't We? Making Decisions. We're going to look at the modal verb of should and shouldn't when making decisions. And we're going to look at it in terms of leading up to making a decision. So there's some good language there. And Thursday, using adverbs wisely. Now, adverbs can really make a huge difference to your to the way you speak and to the way that you write. So we will be looking at how to use adverbs properly. Or should I say wisely and effectively. Now, in today's lesson, what to expect this week, we're just going to have a little look at that, and we'll also have a little discussion in terms of what your weekend was like. And I will ask you some questions. Now, one of the things I would like you guys to do is actually try to answer this question, which was, what was your weekend like? Now, I'd like you to answer this question because it gives me a chance to see what your English is like in terms of answering this very simple question. Please don't reply with it was fine or it was good or it was okay. Tell me a little bit about what you did. So I'm going to give you an example. So I had a lovely time in Gozo, which is a small island of Malta. I had a nice evening with family, as well as spent the Saturday relaxing by a swimming pool. So already you can see that in this very short answer, I've given some information about my weekend. I've said that I've had a lovely time in Gozo, and I even just very quickly said what Gozo is, which is a small island of Malta. Small island of Malta means close to Malta. You can use this off, like it's a small thing off something. So off can mean close to or next to when talking about locations. So we can say it's a small island of Wales. It's a small it's a small. Actually, to be honest with you, when we use a small island off, we use off actually very much with islands, because we wouldn't say it's a small village off London. We would never say that because it just doesn't make sense. We use off with islands, such as it's a large island off the coast of Australia, for example. So when we are talking about islands, we can use off. So Camino is a small island off Malta. Gozo is a small island off Malta. Sardinia is a large island off Italy. So that's how we can use off to talk about close to, but we use it with islands. I then went on to say that I had an evening with family, as well as, okay, comma, as well as, really good alternative for, and also, actually. It's actually better than saying and also. As well as means and also. So as well as, I had a nice evening with family, as well as spending the Saturday. Now I made a mistake here, which I now need to correct because I didn't see it. So I'll post this again. As well as having spent the Saturday relaxing by a swimming pool. Now this is important, as well as plus the verb. As well as plus, it's called a gerund. So a verb with the ing plus infinitive form. As well as having spent the Saturday. Now I can use some more alternatives. As well as having gone, as well as having seen. That's a point. No, not definitive form. What am I saying? No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Past participle. Sorry. As well as having eaten. Okay. So as well as plus the gerund, so apologies there, gerund, which is a verb with the ing, plus past participle. So this is how we use as well as in the past. So I had a nice evening with family, as well as having spent the Saturday relaxing by a swimming pool. You can say, as well as having gone to Gozo, as well as having seen this film, as well as having eaten this pizza. That's the structure. So have a go. Tell me what your weekend was like, and try and use as well as, plus this gerund, plus the past participle. It's a really good one to know. It increases your level of English very quickly when you introduce this type of structure. So tell me, what was your weekend like? What did you do? All very good. So this is one of the things which I'll be doing now on Mondays. On Mondays, it will be very much this format. I'll tell you what we're going to do in the week. We'll have a light conversation, and we will discover some new language as we talk and write. But as always, it's always important for you to participate and write in the chat section. So whenever you watch these videos, make sure you always look at the chat section, because that's where the action happens. But if you are watching live, please take part in the chat section. That's how I can give you that's how I can give you feedback. I'd also say that if you're watching later, please make sure that you write in the comment section. That's really important. Another thing I hope to achieve this week on this lesson, or this week. Now, I tried to do it last week. I didn't get around to it. It's a video I've nearly finished. It's just trying to find enough time to finish it properly. And once I've finished it, I will upload it, and it will be very useful. So it'll be a good video, actually. So let's see, Francesca, maybe you would like to come in, or Green F, or whoever else is watching. with regards to telling me what your weekend was like, what did you do, and try to use this form as well as spending the day, having spent the day by the pool, for example. So definitely try and use this structure. Yeah, I would say so. Now, on the subject of Gozo, if you haven't been to Gozo, make sure you get yourself to Gozo. It's such a lovely place, really nice island, and some lovely areas where you can go swimming as well. It's definitely getting to that time of day though, where it's coming towards the end of the day. It's been a very hot summer this year, very long days as well. I know it's only a Monday, but I can see that I'm already looking a bit tired. So apologies about that. Okay, so while I wait for you guys to come in with you telling me how your weekend was, another thing that we can look at. Okay, another way that we can talk about what we did on the weekend. We can also say, okay, now spent is an important word. Spend, when you're talking about the past, I spent time here. It talks about this period of time that you don't necessarily, make it very specific, but you said this is during a certain period of time, this is where you were, this is what you did. So I spent the weekend in Gozo and I enjoyed the luxury of having a massage. Now, something else that I want to show you here, which is why I've written it. Okay. Alida, hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Buenos dias, because I know you are in the morning in Argentina. I had a pleasant weekend having lunch with my parents, as well as having gone for a walk with my kids and the dog. I think that's a great sentence. I had a pleasant weekend having lunch with my parents, as well as having gone for a walk with my kids and dog. You probably don't need "and the dog." You can probably say for a walk with my kids and dog. It's not wrong necessarily to use that, but you don't need them in this case. Nonetheless, it's a very small thing. Now, another thing you can say, I spent the weekend in Gozo and I enjoyed the luxury of having a massage. Now, what am I talking about here? I spent the weekend in Gozo and I had a massage would be very simple. And I had a massage, or and I had a nice massage. But then to go in with this sort of verb format, and I enjoyed the luxury of having a massage, it's still very simple language. It's the past simple. But we're avoiding this repetition of I spent the weekend in Gozo and I had, and I had, and I had, and I had. Try to avoid repeating I had in the past. Try and think of alternatives. And I enjoyed, I went, I worked, whatever it might be, try and avoid the repetition of using I had, I had, I had. Francesca says, I had a cool weekend. I spent time studied, watched a lot English film on Saturday, and on Sunday, I think you mean Sunday, I went at church in the morning and was walking in cinema and St. Julian. Okay, what I can say here is, Francesca, the meaning of what you're saying, very good. One or two things we just need to correct. The first thing, okay, and I spent time. I spent time plus, yeah, we're going to use the German, okay? So verb plus ing. So we need, I spent time studying and spent time studying and watched a lot of films in English. Okay. What you can see here is the verb after spent time is the gerund plus then your past simple verb. A bit of a strange one. So spent time plus gerund, okay, which is the verb ing, and plus past part simple. I spent time traveling and actually, wait a minute. No, and I spent time studying and watched a lot of films in English. That's fine. Another thing you can do is I spent time plus gerund plus and plus gerund. So I spent time traveling and talking to new people. So you can do it like this, but I would say this, okay, it does depend on the rest of the context. So I spent time studying and if anything, here and watched a lot of films in English. I'm going to increase the level here. I'm going to say, go with this. I spent time traveling. I spent time studying and watching films in English. This is even better. Now, why do I say that? And this is a verb pattern. Usually, if you've got one verb with an ing, you should follow the next verb with an ing. The reason why I didn't do it the first time is because you put in a lot of. So I spent time studying and watched a lot of films in English, which we can say, but it is better to go with the I spent time gerund and gerund. Okay, now gerund is the verb ing. So I spent time traveling and talking to new people. I spent time studying and watching films in English. I spent the day reading and cooking. This is an important structure. So if you use I spent time, or I spent the day, I spent the month, I spent, whatever the verb is, verb has to be gerund. ing and the verb ing as well. Your turn. Complete the sentence. Okay, so if that's a question, what's the answer with this structure? I spent the time, or I spent the day, blank and blank. You got watch and you got play. How do we complete this? What do we need to do to complete this over here? Okay, so this is where we have to think of the verb. Have a good look and see what you guys think. I've given you the choices of verbs as well. Watching and playing, says the leader. Well, if you agree with the leader, let me know. Francesca, do you agree with the leader? I'll give you 30 more seconds and then I'll let you know. And then I'll finish off just by repeating in terms of what we're going to be doing this week. Don't forget, guys, lessons are now going to be back to normal time for 30, very important. Arena F says, I spent the time watching and playing games. And watching, yeah, spent time, or I spent the time watching and playing games. Good, okay, well done. So that's an important bit of language there. I went, okay, don't forget, guys, I went +2. That's always the preposition. I went to church, for example. The only other one you can use is, okay, I can say I went into the building, I went on the plane, that's true, but I went at, no, we can't use went at. We cannot use went at. No, we're not going to be able to use that. Okay, guys, so thank you very much for telling me about your weekends and what you did, and thank you for joining me over here. Now, don't forget, guys, 4:30 every day, and the lessons will be 30 minutes, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tomorrow is how to teach yourself English, really important. Going to show you some good tips. Wednesday, should we or shouldn't we? This is in terms of making decisions. Again, a really important language. And Thursday, we're going to look at using adverbs wisely, how to increase our range of adverbs. How to increase our range of vocabulary, actually, is more accurate there. Okay, so guys, we're now up to 854, 55 subscribers. We're only 150 away from 1,000. Let's see if we can get to 1,000. So please share, like, and share the channel as well. Now, in terms of the current situation, it's obviously very difficult. We aren't, obviously, the physical classes are not happening at the moment. They will hopefully come, we will hopefully be giving physical classes again soon in the near future, but the regulations in Malta need to change. I think we're getting to that stage where the current ways of measuring COVID and what we are reporting, and certainly from a touristic point of view, I think governments are looking to change one or two things here. I do know that now to come to Malta, you will need both vaccinations. So a single vaccination is not going to be enough. And not only that, I think the sad thing is, I think we're just going to have to be very patient. I think the problems with COVID are going to continue for all. I think we'll still have these problems come Christmas at the moment. So we're just going to have to try and continue. So guys, don't forget, 4:30 every day. Please like and share the video. Tomorrow will be a 30-minute lesson. So please make sure you join me for that. Have a great evening. Stay safe and try and enjoy the summer if you are in Malta. So take care, everybody. Arena F, thank you so much as always to join. Francesca, you too. You join almost every day as well. And Alida, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And you're all the way in Patagonia. So thank you. Take care and see you tomorrow for more live lessons. Thank you so much. Bye for now.